are running. Joshua, if you have just 1 or 2 minutes, 1 minute, you do just 5 seconds just for us to hear from you while we start the program properly.
Pardon me, I'm on transit. This is Dr. Mrs. Olatunji, the Managing Director of Brightest Hope Company Limited. We are into total HSE, pest control, and cleaning services. I will speak later. Pardon me, I'm not driving.
All right. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you for coming on board. All right. Thank you. Well, I will appreciate each and every one of us. To start again, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever you are hearing from. My name is Engineer Dr. Pompey, as we all know, and I'm the host, a business coach. I'm just thrilled to welcome you all to this exciting online knowledge sharing journey, as we all have been experiencing that. We have an OG, we have the OG in the house, we have the IT. So the new cats too are in the house. So everybody is the same. Even me, I'm the new cat. I don't see myself as the OG. So my team and our guests have worked tirelessly to create a comprehensive and engaging program. We are so eager to share it with you tonight. So sit, have your seatbelt, and ready to get what we have for you. Over the next 1 hour, we will explore, the topic itself that we all are expecting. And, we want to look into those skills that must be revived, those hidden skills. A lot of us have those skills, why business is not going and all that. We are going to revive it. So we're going to bisect it. We're going to dissect it. More experienced people need your expertise on this. And I'm confident, I'm confident that you will gain valuable insight, skills, knowledge that will benefit you in your personal and professional lives. This program is designed to be interactive and well encouraged, and to also encourage you. Sorry, to also encourage you to participate fully, ask questions, share your experience as we always do. Our goal is to create a supportive and inclusive online community, where we can learn from each other and grow together. Before we begin, I would like to take this moment to acknowledge the diverse group of individuals, who have joined us over the years. This is going to be the 36th program edition. So we really appreciate you all, because a lot of people are joining us from different sectors of life. So we celebrate the unique perspectives and experience that each of you bring to the table. So once again, I welcome you to Mail PCV Knowledge Sharing. I'm excited to embark on this journey with you all tonight. I look forward to seeing the impact it will have on your lives and careers. Our guest speaker, as we all know, is readily available for us any day, anytime, fully loaded as usual. And tonight is not going to be exception. We're going to have it as a family forum. What we are going through in Nigeria these days, we need these things. And before I bring on my guest speaker, I want us to talk on 1 or 2 things in the next 5-10 minutes. Let's discuss this before our guest speaker come on board. And the question I want to ask, just you can raise up your digital hand, please. Let me ask you this question, please. What do you think is likely the reasons for customers not buying from you or patronizing you or calling you over a month? And some people, I have a lot of different calls. People call me, engineer, I've not been working for some time and I don't know what happened. Customers are not forthcoming. Please, can anybody just tell me, what do you think is likely reasons why you're not getting clients? Why some people are getting? Let us discuss. Why do you think some people are not getting? What's the likely reasons for that? If anybody just want to share, tell us the 1 or 2 reasons that might be the cause of that. Because this one is going to lead us to that skills that we want to talk about. So, what do you think is the likely reasons for you not getting patronized for over a month? It's disheartening sometimes when I hear that, oh, you've been in the business and throughout the month, no forthcoming. Even when it comes, maybe it's lower, maybe like 2 clients, 3 clients, sometimes it's weird. Yeah, you can, okay, unmute yourself, that.
Okay, good evening again, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, from my own point of view, I think some maybe it has to do with the economic situation of the country, because personally, whatever job, whichever client we have opportunity to serve, we make sure we do everything to satisfy our client in our own. We make sure we satisfy such client. So if we don't hear from such client and there's something we do in our company, we check up on our client via message. How are you doing? Hope you are fine. The previous job, I hope you are still enjoying us. If you have any issue, please tell us. Sir, what we do as a matter of principle, we give our client what is it called? Not guarantee. What is it called? Warranty on the job. If by any means you are not satisfied, we'll come back and repeat the job free of charge to you. So if we don't hear from them, we want to believe it's due to economic situation, not because they are dissatisfied with our job in any way. Because we don't just do the service and run away. No, we still follow up. We make sure we follow up via text message by any means we can communicate, sir. That's what I think. Perhaps, these days a lot of people are coming on board. Maybe somebody's younger brother or what have you started the same job somewhere and they are maybe out of sentiment. Okay, let's allow our church member. Okay, is our brother. Okay, just starting. Maybe. That's just my feelings, sir.
Oh, thank you very much for that input. Yeah, for us to move ahead, because it's a very vital point, and the point is valid. It's valid, but someone just dropped it. Okay, from the YouTube, someone says price. Yeah, I would tell you, well, price. Why do you think it's price? But let me tell you, do you remember, if you're looking at it as price, do we remember that that sometimes we pay, how will I put it? Okay, most of you, if you likely say this, do you remember the last time for the person that mentioned price from YouTube? Let me give you a very good example. Do you remember that? Can you tell me the last time you made a buying decision or you patronize a service and the product, the price they gave you is higher, but you still went ahead to patronize the person, or you bought the price, you bought the product? So even when you knew that the price was a bit higher, you still went ahead to buy it from your normal bargaining power. So sometimes I tell people it's not likely price, like what our last speaker said, economical factors and all that. But tonight, not to spend much time. You mentioned price. Okay, somebody mentioned too much people in the business. No. There's no business that doesn't have its own people. No matter how the numbers of people in that business, that doesn't mean you can't make your own money. If some people are still there making their own money, spinning to the bank. So don't let us see that as maybe because the inflow of people coming into the business. Why did you make that purchase? Because most of it is, I'll tell you tonight, based on trust. It's because you trusted the person or the brand that you paid to come and render that service. A lot of people are doing pest control. A lot of people are into cleaning. So why are you calling the person that is giving you the highest speed? Is because of what? Brand trust. And to break it down, because we are bringing our client, the guest speaker tonight. Breaking it down is that we said trust. Number one, how do you now bring? They said, oh, I should. And when I mention trust, people might think, oh, how do you get those clients? You can get those clients that through your trust, because there are some people that they've not patronized us before. They just saw us online, or somebody referred us, and our price was. I have an experience. The one we did was in our last month. Our price was higher, but the person said we will still go with our price, and that is what trust. And when we're talking about trust, integrity matters. So let your company, whose integrity you cannot vouch for. People will not introduce you if they can't vouch for your integrity. I know the guest speaker will say something more on that area, but I will tell you, price is not the integral of this thing. No, it's not. It's not a factor. No. The main thing is that, let me give you a shocking thing that you need to know tonight. You need to build that trust. If they don't trust you, they won't call you. It's based on trust. Your company, can they trust your company? They don't trust your company. They don't know the competence of your company. That's why sometimes those calls are not coming in. Let's leave we're not discussing about, most of us are not pushing our job the way we're meant to push it. A lot of us, we sit down in the house and you expect things to come. No, it won't happen that way. You need to put your own effort. You need to do a lot of things. Even in this section, in this economics factor we're talking about, I can tell you there are some jobs I still let go. Why people will tell you they don't want it, I still tell you no, because sometimes we filled up. You might not see everybody online showing that they want to do this, but sometimes I will tell you in this same time, and we are still making more profit, adding more ideas. So please, let trust matters a lot. The next question I will tell you is that, how do you now infuse trust? Some of us don't even, okay, we're talking about trust. How do you do that? We have the direct and the indirect. I came for a course. I was able to get more insight on that. That, most of us, why we're not getting it, because we don't have that trust. Our company is not competent. But we are competent. But we are not showing it in our brand is not showing it. So we have the direct way of showing, proving your trust, and indirect way of proving it. The direct trust that we're talking about is direct contact with the clients or with the customers. That is what will make you, if you don't work for them, you've not done anything for them, they can't trust you. So that is the best, the first one, which is direct. But indirect, let me just round it up so that our client can come in. We have it, if you want to develop this thing I'm talking about, it goes a long way. One, how do you now do this to infuse that trust in people that don't know you, that want to see you online? One, show up in time. Show up on time. Time matters. I've done a lot of things with Prof, the guest speaker tonight, but when it comes to time, I give it to him. We always say this is the timing I will do. And another thing that I've learned, in the course of this business, even he himself told me, if we're going to be late, he will call me, engineer, we're in the hold up in the next so thing where, that thing alone should more give deep, he gives that client more trust, because a client that has transferred money to you, I tell people, I don't do a job that you won't pay me. You have to pay me 80% before I even leave my office. And some people tell you, I can't pay, let me go and do it. I don't do that. It might work for you, it might not work for me. But I will tell you, if you want me to come, you need to book us, and how you can validate your bookings is by you making payments. If you have to make 80% mobilization fee. So when they make that payment, those clients have not done anything with you before. They are scared. The same way you think you're scared, because if you go, you tell them I'm coming for 9, he's going to talk about some things. Those are the skills. Some people believe it's not skill. Timing. I have to go to London School of Graduate to do time management. When I did it, you don't even need to bother yourself. So show up on time, be consistent. It matters a lot. If you want to build trust in people that don't know you, be consistent. Even the people that knows you, these are the things that make your brand to be trusted. Then the last one is, let your word be your bond. If you say this, make it one. One is even happening now that I am involved. We did some collaborations that it's a very build. That is the one we're talking about. You have to be available in your DMs. Over the time, customer might be. You need to be available. Attend to your DMs, your comment section. Always be. Do you have set with what we just explained about your direct and indirect, how to build more trust in people, in your clients? Lucrative cleaning business is so lucrative to the point that I tell people, I sleep business, I eat it, I do everything. It has brought me to international, global field. Now I'm in Indiana. I came to another university. I've been all over the world. If I can tell you, if this business is taking me there, who tell you can do? The person I'm bringing, our guest speakers has traveled, has gone for different courses all over the world just because of the same pest control. What you don't think that can make money for you will make, but consistency. Let us be consistent about what we do. The more we do that, even the heaven is the limit. Sky is still learning. So thank you. Yeah. Our guest speaker for tonight, we call him Pest Prof. And my own tradition, as you all know, my culture, my guest always come online to introduce himself. He's a very good friend. He's a very good teacher. He's a mentor. I said it in last, I did a TikTok live. I was on TikTok live yesterday. We were discussing. So I said, we're going to bring someone. What did they think about the guest speaker? A lot of people were saying all sorts of things. So when I said he's my mentor, partner, people said, engineer, prof, your mentor. I said, yes. Do you? Even I can have someone that can be 16 years old as a mentor. So you people don't know, if you go and read and digest what mentor means. Mentor does not mean that somebody that you cherish a lot, that you learn from, is your mentor. So, Prof, we have you on board tonight. Thank you for coming. And can you do your introduction while we dive into the topic for tonight, sir? Hello, Prof. I guess it's not his network. Is even off. Guess Prof is. Okay, while we are still waiting for me, I guess it might be his network. So, okay, we're talking about, we want to talk about the skills, the eating skills that skills that must be revived. And we have different ones. We have things that we need to work on ourselves. So I would ask you that can anybody tell me what skills do you think should be revived in your business or in you? So let's start on that state. Anybody? Can anybody hear me? Okay, sir. And you unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, for me, the skill I would love to revive or get acquainted to or conquer is this area of marketing. I think I have phobia for that, for marketing, when it comes to marketing. But for the job proper, yeah, I'm good to go. But for marketing, I think, I will need some thought.
Okay, it's taking marketing. Any other person? We're going to talk about marketing. Julius Martins, can you unmute yourself and tell us the area you want to revive?
Okay. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak, Doctor. Yes, the area to revive, I would say, customer feedback. And like the previous speaker said, marketing as well, because it's like selling in the dark when you don't market. You expect people to see you when you're in the dark. That's not possible. So you have to be out there. And customer feedback, let you know the areas you need to, improve, and their expectation. How do you exceed your expectations? Their expectations, rather. Also, another area I would say that needs reviving is the zeal for trainings, getting more trainings, getting more informed, research. Naturally, people can be lazy when it comes to research. We just easily go to our mentors to ask and seek solutions. When in truth, our mentors as well, they've done their research. That's what they're able to answer. So I feel, those are the areas I would say is, areas that are dying that we need to work on. Thank you, sir.
Please take it down while we're still waiting for Prof. So we have echo balance, please. And you unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
The area that I think I should start working on, which I have started, but I think I need more exposure, more mentorship. It's the area of staff management. Because as I speak with you today, I refuse to go to anywhere. I didn't go to my office. I'm test running a new model in my office. handing over the operation of the office to staff. Let me see how they will run. I've been trying this and I want to also keep trying. Yes, this area, I need to really work on it. How I can hand over the job to them. I should concentrate on certain aspects. This is a serious challenge to me. And I think I need a lot of mentorship, even though I'm test running some models to see how it will work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Prof is online, but his speaker, I think he needs to, maybe you need to come back in re-admit so that we can accept you, because I can see you, but you have no mic. So that we're yet waiting for you. Well, I see him coming. Maybe you need to go and coming back so that we can accept. So there are some areas we have, and when I will take some, when Prof comes, he's going to talk about, I'll take the marketing, the customer feedback. Marketing, people will tell you, engineer, you can sell anything. But there are some areas that we need to understand when it comes to marketing. And I will tell us, there's a formula that I use, but when my guest speaker comes, I'll still tell you. And when it comes to marketing, we have what we call 40-40-20 rules. The moment you know how to understand, when you understand the 40-40-20 rules in marketing on social media, even with your physical, your freelancers and all that, you'll see that the whole thing is going to be stories, but we're going to break it down very soon. The customer care, but Prof is one we're expecting. I think his network is going on. So in the course of the mentorship, yeah, Mr. Echo Balance, you're doing it well. Mentorship will still, when it comes to, you want to relieve yourself while you want people to say, okay, Prof is on now. Okay, Prof, you have your mic on now. So the network is really, really battling with you.
I'm telling you, the network has been crazy. I'm sorry, but I hope I'm audible now.
Very, very audible.
Okay, so are we to go on now? Should we
Yes,
enter the...
Yeah, we'll update you on what we discussed later.
Okay, so the topic before us is we're talking about studying a dying skill that must be revived. Okay, a lot of people have thrown studying to the wind, right? Some people feel that it is not possible to still study in this day and age. Okay, and some people have lost touch with studying. Let me shock you. My wife is she lectures in the University of Lagos, the College of Medicine. Sorry, yeah. So she has been lecturing some nursing students, about 100 of them. Now they just finished exams some days ago, some weeks ago, and the results was shocking. 80% of them didn't make up to 50%. Shocking. All right. And this is because, it's not because the students are not intelligent. It's actually because they don't study. No matter how intelligent you are, if you don't study, you will fail. Now, if you bring two persons together side by side and you want to compare two people, right? You can say that one person is of a higher value than the other just because of what that person has in his head. So our worth and value is tied or are tied to the value of the stuff we have in our head. So it is the information you have in your head that stands you out, that makes you who you are. Okay? So empty barrels, yeah, do not have any value out there. The value people place on you is directly proportional to the amount of information you have in between your ears. And now let's go seriously into studying. You see, every one of us, one way or another, yeah, some of us, we study, but we study the wrong things. And for some of us, we don't even know how to study. Now, this is a fact. Whatever you want to get value from, you must study. I don't know if anybody understand that statement. Let me repeat it. Whatever you want value from, you must study that thing. Okay? So take, for example, you are in business. You want to make the best of your business. If you don't study that business, you can't make any headway. It's not possible. So studying is crucial to our existence. Studying, it is crucial to our existence. So a lot of people have confused studying with reading, right? They are not the same thing. But you cannot study without reading. Reading is part of the study process too. It's one of the things we do in studying, right? So some people will read something and they will say they have studied that thing. So study involves a lot of discipline. It involves a lot of discipline. Now let me backtrack a little and take us to what we call the Igbo apprenticeship model. I don't know how many of us know it. Please, if you know what the Igbo apprenticeship model is, can I see your hand? I want to check something.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Julius Martins, please, just 3, 4, 5 seconds. Tell us what you understand by Igbo apprenticeship system.
Okay, sir. Good evening, Prof. Okay,
Good evening.
for Igbo apprenticeship, it's basically they come learn under a boss or mentor, and it shows them the ropes, shows them how it's done. It shows the person the day-to-day running of how it is done. Then afterwards, you are sent forth to go start your own, so to speak.
Beautiful. So we can say that in that scheme, the person that goes in to apprentice for apprenticeship, what he has gone to do is to understudy the Oga, right, Juliet?
Exactly, sir. That's the word, understudy.
So you see what studying is doing there. Now compare somebody that goes through that scheme. Maybe let's take, for example, supermarket. You know, there's apprentice system in supermarkets. You know, these people that sell things that call them supermarket and all that. Compare somebody that went through the apprenticeship system and somebody that just got money and started to set up business and wants to run a supermarket. Let's compare the two of them. Mr. Eco Balancer, which one do you think will be more successful?
Hello, Prof.
Yes, sir.
Hello, please, sorry, I didn't get the last part.
Okay, I said bring two persons together, the business of supermarket, or maybe let's say medicine, drug selling. You know, those days, our Igbo guys, they go into selling of drugs and all that.
Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
So
Yes,
take somebody that went through the Igbo apprenticeship system and
sir.
somebody that just studied pharmacy in school. The person goes, starts the business, bring him side by side with somebody that goes through the Igbo apprenticeship system. Out of the two of them, whose business do you think will be more successful?
Sir, the answer is obvious. Of course, the person who went through the apprenticeship system, because in any business, there are secret and there are rudiments, which you cannot get in a class. There
Beautiful.
are secret and there are rudiments that you cannot get in the class. So that's why even some courses you have to go for science, you have to go for internship to get the rudiment from those people that have been doing in the field. So that person will be more successful, sir.
Thank you. So I'm going somewhere to tell us that studying involves a lot of discipline. And then hold that in one hand, then hold this other fact in one hand. whatever you want to make the best of in life, you must study. Okay? So take, for example, you marry a wife. Yeah? There's no way you can live in peace and enjoy that marriage if you have not taken time to study your spouse. Mr. Jibola Elesomi, are you married, sir? Now, tell me, if you don't study your wife to know the kind of person she is, are you going to enjoy her as a wife? Beautiful. So how then do some of us think that we can operate in the space of pest control business without... How then do we think that we can operate in the space of pest control, doing the business, without studying the business of pest control, one, without studying what pest control entails? That is a cause of failure for a lot of us. So some of us feel that because we have money, because somebody is making money from pest control, somebody is making money from clean. Now the question is this: how do you study? A lot of us don't know how to study. Yeah. So the other day, I was looking at my daughter. I was telling myself, I said, I've been praying that God make this girl the best in her endeavors. And I started asking myself, how can I help her to be the best? You know, the best version of herself. Then I started to realize that I cannot achieve that without having studied her. I need to study her. So I will study her, get the fact about her, know everything about her. Then with the facts that I've gotten off of her, off of knowing her, I can then be able to direct her well to that desired place. So some of us, we do this studying thing, but we don't do it well. So take, for example, your child. You take it upon yourself and you say, I want to study this, my child. And you buy a higher education. Deliberately, you buy a pen. Deliberately, you say every 3 hours in a day, I want to study this girl. I want to study this boy. And as I'm studying him, I'm writing my findings in this book. Tell me, if you do that consecutively for 3 months, if you do that consecutively for 3 months, I want to call somebody now. I want to ask a question. Marianne Ugochukwu, if you do that consecutively for 3 months, what do you think will happen in the life of that child and in your own life as well? Are you there, Marianne? Or somebody, anybody, unmute yourself and answer that question.
I believe you will know the person in and out, exactly what the person is all about.
Beautiful. Now, Elijah, sir, please, I still want to ask you, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Do you want to know your child, ma, in and out?
I try to make sure I do know my children in and out. I've got 3 of them. I study them.
You study them?
What they do not like. how they react to this, how they react to that. So it's studying them. I do that.
Beautiful. So you have studied them, but
Yes.
in your studying them, did
Mhm.
you take that discipline to to jot things down about them and file somewhere? I'm
No,
sure
I
you didn't.
didn't do
You
it.
didn't do that. Now
No.
imagine that you had done that. What do you think would have been your knowledge about them compared to the fact that you've not been doing that? We are talking
Well,
about just
yes, I believe there will be certain aspects that you can never remember everything. There'll be certain aspect that being written down, I can always go back and refer.
beautiful. Thank you very much, Mark. So you see, studying without writing things down, studying without reading, studying without taking pains to deny yourselves of some things, yeah, without having to do any of those disciplines, will not yield you the result you want. It will not. So somebody is saying, I like this man, I like him, I like Engineer Pompey, I love the way he does his business. I want my business to be like his business. But you have not taken time to study Engineer Pompey. You have not taken time to study his business. You are just looking at admiring from a distance. There is no way your business can want to be like Engineer Pompey's business if you have not taken time to understudy him or study his business. Students, they are called students. So how can a student be successful if he doesn't study? Is it possible? It's not possible. It's not possible. So when we separate our life from studying, we become, I'm sorry to use the word, nobodies. I read the book of Joshua this morning, chapter 2. That was my Bible reading this morning. And in that chapter 2, that was when Joshua sent out spies to Jericho. You see, they want to defeat Jericho, right? But they needed to send out spies to Jericho to study Jericho. Because an enemy you do not know, an enemy you do not understand, you cannot conquer. A problem you do not understand, you cannot solve. A business you do not understand, you cannot make sense of. A person you do not understand, you cannot deal with. A subject you do not understand will be flying over your head. A life that you do not understand will be boring to you. A course you don't understand, you will fail. How do you understand something if it is not by studying the thing? Yet, majority of us, we carry on in life thinking that we can be successful without studying. It's not possible. It's not possible. You are in the business of pest control. You have not taken time to study the pests you are dealing with. How do you think you can deal with them? How do you think you can conquer them? You are in the business of pest control. The pesticides that you use to do this job, you have not studied them one by one. How do you think you can be able to deploy them or use them to your advantage? The business you are doing is a business, right? How do you think you can make the best of a business without you knowing business? Is it possible? It's not possible. And yet you wonder how your business is going down. If you don't know business, you can't run business. You have no right to be in business. You are in the business of pest control. The onus is on you to know pest control. Learn it, study it. But you don't stop there. You need to also learn the business of pest control. You see, these things that I'm sharing with us, it is something that something you go to schools like Lagos Business School, where they will drill you. So don't take these things lightly. The things we share on roundtables like this, are things you can take to the bank. And some of the things that we share with you are things that we paid good money for. I've told everybody that cares to listen that I pay good money for knowledge. You can't get knowledge without investing in knowledge. It's not possible. So there are so many investments you can put into acquiring knowledge. You invest your time. You invest your money. You see those two things, they must go together. It's not only money. So if you think it's just money, you invest money, you pay for the course, you go for the course, you get certificates and all that, and you stop there, you go fail. It doesn't end there. You have to invest time into, after coming out of that course, right? You dissect the course and start studying it all over. After the training, you dissect the training, the materials you've gotten from the training, you begin to dissect it. You begin to do your research. You begin to form your own notes. You begin to own the topic or the training, the topic of the training and all that, so that you become an authority. A lot of us are lazy. Now, this is not a lecture. We're just talking, right? And we're learning from one another. Let me share with you how I operate. And then some of you understand the reason why a lot of people call me prof. I didn't call myself prof. Now people give me that name and I decided to adopt it. Let me share with you my regimen. One, I don't watch football. I don't. I don't know anything. You see, when people are discussing Manchester, this one, that one, it flies over my head because I don't know it. That time, that part of my brain that I needed to have invested in that place, I invested it into studying, to acquire all the knowledge there is to gather, to know about pest control. And that's why I am an authority here. That is why I sleep pest control, I wake up pest control. And it will surprise some of us to know that I started this journey in 2019. Elician, are you there, sir?
I'm with you, sir.
Our brother from Ilori, I can see you. You are there. Please, are you there?
I'm here, sir. I'm here, sir.
You remember 2019 now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Was I not?
I was just sharing the story with somebody beside me here.
Was I not a greenhorn that time?
Yes, you are.
So how many years? 2019 till now?
That's about like
2020,
4 going to 5 years.
4 going to 5 years. Now,
yes, sir.
If you hadn't known me or you didn't know me then,
yes, sir.
If they tell you that this man has been doing pest control for 20 years, would you believe it?
I would not doubt it. I would tell them you have like 40 years experience in the field.
That's what we're talking about. It's product of studying. And you know what? The fact is this. Don't let the devil tell you lies. Don't let anybody lie to you. There's no, everybody is intelligent. Oh. We are all intelligent. Nobody is born a genius. Though there are some gifted people, there are gifted people. I won't argue that. There are gifted people, but they know too much. But everybody is born with intelligence. Everybody. Even a genius who doesn't study, go fail yakata, woefully. So the gifting that we have is this. Some of those gifted people, the gifting they have is this. When they study, they have retentive memory, right? But if they don't study, God designed this, our brain. He designed it in such a way that we need to be studying to make it healthy. So let me take you on another line now. Let me take you on another line. Do you know that? Okay. Elisha, please unmute yourself. I want to ask you something.
Yes, Prof. I'm with you.
Do you gym? Do you gym? Do you lift? Do you did gymming?
Yes, I used to. I used to do that before, sir.
Okay. Compare somebody that gyms to somebody
Yes,
who doesn't gym at all. Who will be
the
stronger?
difference is clear.
Who will be stronger?
No, the guy physical fitness and endurance. You can't compare.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You
Now
cannot.
this is where I'm going. You see, the way our body is the same way our brain is. If you don't work out your body to build your muscle, you will not be able to stretch your muscle to do things beyond the ordinary.
You're right, sir.
The workout, your brain will not be strong. Your brain will not be active.
It will depreciate.
It will. So you do yourself a world of disservice if you don't activate that brain, if you don't exercise it, if you don't study. In fact, you are killing yourself mentally if you don't study. That's the way God created this brain. It's not meant to be a vacuum. You are supposed to be filling it with things. You're supposed to be filling it with things. And then the fact is this, like I said before, your worth as a person is tied to what you have here. It's tied to what you have here, right? Let me shock some of us. I had to pay my way through higher institution, right? My dad lost his job when I was in secondary school, and there was nobody to pay my tertiary whatever for me. I took on the task. Yeah. Now, I looked at myself. I weighed my situation. Most of the other students there, they have people sponsoring them. I do not. And there are many bills to pay. So I thought to myself, if I buy handouts like this, so all through my stay in higher institution, I never bought one handout. The lecturers, they attach marks to handouts and all that. Because they do that, I then decided that if I'm to make it out of this school, if I'm to make it with this kind of style, not buying handout, I need to be way ahead of my fellow students, such that if they are marking my script, there will be no reason to fail me just because I didn't buy handouts. So what did I do? I denied myself of every pleasure, a lot of things. I'll go to the library. I'll borrow textbooks. I will go on the internet. I made my own notes. And guess what? I came out the best. I came out the best not because I was the most intelligent of all the lot. I came out the best because I sacrificed a lot of things and I studied. Now, when I finished our course, our training that time in 2019, I was in that training together with our brother from Ilorin. That's how we got to know. Okay, so when we finished that training, somebody challenged me, Madam Obiora. A lot of us know her. She was one of the people that taught us in that route march training, right? She wasn't, every other person they were reading from handout and then lecturing. You understand? But this woman taught us everything. She taught us from her head. I was like, what? This woman, I want to be like her. But the only way to be like her would be to study. And then the only way to study that I knew of then was because I was a greenhorn in the whole industry and all that. I felt that I needed to access an education that will task my brain, right? And that was when I enrolled in the Texas A&M University, that agri-life extension program that they did. And I was doing that. You know what? How I did that thing? I denied myself of a lot of things just so that I could make the best of that opportunity. And you know what? I came out the best of the class, of that my set that time. And you know what? Immediately, I think a year after, they sent me an invitation to facilitate one of their trainings. That was the first time in my life I earned dollars. So you see, knowledge will give you the wings to fly high. But many of us, we have relegated knowledge to the background. Money is what we are pursuing. Some people will tell you there's no, I'm busy, too much things to do. There's no time to study. All of us have 24 hours. It is how you use your 24 hours that will determine what you get out of life. So studying. I was saying then that a lot of people confuse studying with reading, right? They feel that once they take up something to read, they are studying. No, studying is far beyond that. So if you want to study a material, you will have your writing material close to you. You jot down things. After reading, there's a place of research. You research on the thing you have read, those points you have taken out. So studying involves reading, it involves writing, it involves asking questions, it involves researching on the questions you have asked during that time you were reading. It involves meditation. You see, this meditation part is another different ball game on its own. You see, during meditation, and mind you cannot meditate if your head is empty. You have to fill your head with something. So meditation is like, what goats do? Ruminants, goats, cows, sheep, and all that. What they do when they feed, they store the food in one part of their stomach, right? Then at some point after feeding, they will go and relax somewhere and regurgitate that thing they have chewed, they have stored, they have swallowed. They regurgitate it out of their stomach and they start chewing on it again. You see, that thing they are doing is meditation. That's how you do meditation. Give yourself time to meditate on the thing you have read. The meditation part is this. What you have read, you are bringing it to the surface. In your mind, you are turning it up and down. You are asking yourself questions, and you are weighing things, juggling things, and whatever results you get from those meditation, you put them down. You see, whatever you do like that, you will never forget. When you read something, you just read. You have the tendency to forget the thing. But whatever you study stays with you. So we need to revive that skill. We need it to survive. We cannot survive without studying. I know a lot of us did some studies. That way with the pursue girls, like Mr. Babatunde Badmus. Remember that girl for Ayobo way they pursued that time? You can unmute yourself. I want to ask you one question. Babatunde Badmus. Are you there? Uh-oh. People are saying no, they hear. So you see why I brought that I brought up that those days when we used to toast, girls.
I did. You cast me off.
I want to ask you something. At that time, did you not take time to study that big?
I study. I use a no road self.
You see, because if you are not studied, you won't be able to get her, right?
Yes, sir.
That is it. You can meet yourself, sir. That is it. You cannot achieve much, as regards a particular subject. Take, for instance, your business, or take, for instance, business, because we are all in business. If you have not studied that business you are into, you can't make the best of it. The job you are doing, if you have not studied it and continuously studying, you cannot make the best of it. So this call we are doing tonight is to challenge us. Let us revive this thing. A lot of us studied now when we were writing the exam, when we were in secondary school. You studied to pass. So why did we leave studying? Why did we abandon it? Why did we throw it to the wind? And then many of us, we are in pest control. We've never taken a course of study. See, now let me make something clear to us. You see, in this business of pest control, or this industry of pest control or cleaning, if you are depending on just 2 days training or 3 days training, you will not get the best of it. You need a study time, like say 3 months of undivided attention studying the thing, or 6 months. I did 8 months, straight 8 months. So I think this is where I will drop the mic. Let's talk. Engineer Pompey, we need to talk. I drop the mic here. Thank you, everyone. I'm sure that I have what's the word now? I've challenged a lot of us.
Yeah, you really dropped a bomb. You've exposed a lot of
Let's
things
go.
that people need to understand. A lot of us need to study, and we read, but we don't study most times. That's why we talked about the mentoring. A lot of us, you see someone as your mentor. You were not around when we did a TikTok, live TikTok yesterday. We were asking about pool. I think I told you. And I told them we're going to bring a friend, a business partner, we collaborate, and also my mentor. So some of them said, engineer, prof, doctor, how can Prof be your mentor? I said, he's a mentor because the field he is, I don't know it. He knows better than me. So he's a mentor. So not a 16 years old person can be my mentor too. So it's because I want to study the person. Just like you mentioned, people going back to school, doing things, study. A lot of people never see Tesla. Tesla made a car. When he did that car, people see it as it's not a new idea. It's a car. But the guy was convincing, he was consistent, and he knew where he was going. Now, the same idea he brought that let's do a car that doesn't have a fuel, that's not going to use gas, it's going to be using electricity. See where we are today, bro. The guy went back to study. People have been doing cars, but he said, okay, what can I do different? He read it and he went back to study the car itself, what makes up a car. He now said, okay, what I would do is now bring it an electrical vehicle. There's, in Lagos, everywhere now, you see it, or even everybody is now tapping into what he has, the idea he brought. He's now making more money. So we need to study who we want to look like. Apple and Google, nothing so special they are doing. The only thing they see is there's a problem people want to solve, but they don't know how to go about it, and they brought it in. And that is us. They studied people. They studied us that this is what we want to do. Now, people are talking about they want to revive some areas. If you want to talk about, we're talking about marketing, niche. I thought about a lot of us don't even know our niche, Prof. We are doing this business. We don't even know our niche. So you can't tell me you can't read wide. Forget it. Even the Prof that is saying about, Prof cannot take it wide. That's why you see he narrowed down to pest control. When someone's an engineer, but you do more, you do pest control. I said most of my pest control, I would rather call Prof. That is where you include, you bring in what we call your economics idea that we did in school. We have what we call comparative advantage and absolute advantage. I brought in Prof as an absolute advantage. I don't have absolute advantage over that. He has absolute advantage. Let's do it together so I make money. Comparative advantage is, we can share these ideas. So let us study. So now, some people are talking about marketing, that they want to revive their skills in marketing. Before you do that, what I do ask is, are you a marketing person? Some of us cannot market. We are not a market person. Some of us are. So if you don't know how to do, you need to go back and study that field. Why people will tell you, engineer, you can sell anything. I can sell crutches to someone that has to live. It's because I went back to do more of sales. So we have some questions from the TikTok. We have from Facebook, which I will have to about in-house. Now, we that were here, if you have any questions, suggestions, or you have something you want us to discuss about, or what you faced, let's not talk about it before we discuss one or two things about the field about marketing, customer care feedback, and mentorship that they mentioned when Prof was not around. So can you please raise up your hands if you have anything like a question for Prof, or you want us to discuss about before we go to the online question people. Do we have anyone in the house? If you have questions concerning what Prof just said about how to go about a lot of things that is still delaying our businesses, why the business is not growing, because I see it as when someone will tell me, Prof, people said throughout the month, he has not done any job. I said, is that possible? He said, engineer, because you are not in the field, that's why you are talking like that. I said, but I'm still wondering, can that be possible?
It's possible.
Prof, is it possible?
It's quite, yes, it is possible.
For someone that has been in the business for 3 years?
Yeah, very possible. So there are so many factors that can, there's so many factors that can make that possible.
We are listening.
I've had a lot of people too share that pain with me, Now, the thing is this. For some of these people, if you really drill down and study them, they don't know business. So a lot of us make the mistake that once we learn that craft or that skill, that trade, that will excel in business when we start the business of that craft. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you don't know business, if you don't know customer service, if you don't know marketing, there's no way your business will succeed. You can be good in that skill, but business-wise, no. So for some others, it could be the other way around. They thought because they are good in business, they are the business, they've studied business and all that. They feel that when they now start the business of pest control, without studying pest control, they feel that they can be successful. It doesn't work that way. But if your own case now is that you have studied, but rarely will you see somebody that knows the business and somebody that knows the trade or the skill. When you marry these two knowledge, it's bound to succeed. So for some of the people that have complained that way to me, when I begin to study them, I found out that they are deficient in one or both. That's what happens. You know, so for some of us that are on social media, we put our business there. We feel it's just by putting it there. You have not learned social media. How do you think social media will work for you? You have not studied social media and you want to be using it. How will it work? Is it possible, Engineer Pompey?
No. It won't.
It's not possible.
To buttress what you just said, because I see from the angle you're talking about, because those people, I said, how many years have you been in the business? So what I said is, why I said I objected to what you were saying is, don't you have return clients? Have you been doing the right thing? If you tell me for a month, 2 months, you're not getting client, there's something wrong somewhere. Because if you've been working, there should be a return client, which they are the king. If you don't take your return client as your king, you will not. Don't think about the new client. Most of us are looking, I have to train them. You are looking at the new client. Those new clients is 2080. Is either they have someone before or they have nobody. But most people have someone, but they are looking for cheaper price. So if you don't have a return client, that's why I said, how come 2 months? Don't you say a feedback, greet your client, say things to them? I don't know. Don't you communicate? There's a synergy between your client and you. If there's no synergy, that's why I said I don't see. But from what you said, I understand. Maybe you understand. Maybe one deficiency. Maybe you understand the craft. He's not doing the business. You mentioned the marketing. I have to tell him, see, for me to travel, spend dollars to train, get knowledge, study this thing in and out, is because I want to know better. I can decide to say, oh, the one I've gotten is okay by me. But I think I still have where I'm going to. So in the area of marketing, let me just quickly do that before I call the question, because you mentioned it now for the social media. A lot of us put our things on social media. That's why I mentioned some people will tell me, if you're not consistent, sometimes it's wrong. Some of us do the wrong thing at the right time. You on your social media pages, WhatsApp pages, you put 24/7. That your service is 24/7. Somebody now message you around 2 o'clock. You didn't reply. The person can decide not to call you again. That is misplace of priority. Don't put what you know you can't do. Leave what is 24/7. If you know you can do it, fine. If you can't, don't put it. Now, the marketing rules, from what I've learned, the things that work for us, we have this rule I call 40-40-20 rules. If you want to operate on social media that you are learning, or you don't have a social media manager that can do it for you, learn about 40-40-20 rules. We're just going to read on it. I'm just going to brief on it, but if you want to go deep there, the 40-40-20 rules, you can write it down. One, we have if you want to be posting on your post, study people, study prof, study some people that you like about their post. Why are they making money? Why are they getting traffic? But some people want views. 300 views. But do you know that some people will view, but they will make more impact? Now, 40-40 rules is number one, the 40 plus 20 should be educational content. That's why sometimes when I look at prof content, some of us don't know when to post. Out of your 100 posting, 40% has to be educational rules. And under these educational rules, we have what we call listicle. There should be some listicle where you say 5 rules of this, 10 rules, 10 ways to do list, tell people about your business. You're into pest control, you're into cleaning, you're into other services, you sell clothes, you say, list, those are the listicles, tell them 5 ways to do this. Let people just know that, oh, you understand your art. The second one, how to do content. Tell people this is how you can do cleaning. This is how you. Those are still under 40-40 rules. Things that you should learn. Common mistakes. Lifestyle. That one is lifestyle. Tell people how you can inculcate this thing into your life about your business. That is the 40 rules. The second, which is another 40 rules, is sales post. And how do you do the sales post? That is, we are talking about testimonials. We are talking about case studies. We are talking about BTS, that's behind the scenes and all that. This is what you do. Let people see what you're doing on the field. Don't be using things you get online, posting it on your page. Nobody wants to. Let them see the real thing. You can use testimonial. This is what people are saying about you. Case studies, pack and holders. That see, I'm supplying this thing to someone. Let them see the way you're doing it. That is still under sales, which is 40. The 20 rules is now the apropos, trending things. Hot gist that that it's trending. Oh, they are playing football World Cup. You can do one or post or during festive. This if you can get these rules, the way you post, that should make your 100 on marketing. The same thing applies to you when you're going to your clients. So a lot of things we need to put into consideration if you want to sell in this business. You don't sit down at home. Prof mentioned understand the skills, but understand the seismic about this business itself. A lot of us don't know how to sell our business, but we are online and we are waiting for us clients. I will drop something when it comes to federal government. I will do things that this is how we do it, but nobody can bring me down because I understand my business. Bring it, I will do it, but don't come and rubbish me on what I know how to do. That's what I will take. So, Prof, let's take, if we have anybody in-house while we go to the online questions. We have anybody suggestion in-house? Because we might be the next few 30 minutes, we should round up this program because we are tomorrow. Okay, I think tomorrow. So do we have anybody? If you have any questions to talk about so that we call you on before we ask the main questions. Do you have anybody in-house?
While we wait for questions, and please, people ask questions. This is an opportunity, you don't want to miss. Some of us don't know business. Like me, I always say that I'm not a business person. The two, like the balance now. Business, the skill. If you have this skill, if it far outweighs the business to a great extent, see, people go notice you, even if you don't know much about the business. But the problem we have in this our Obodo Nigeria now is that the skill is short. A lot of people are not skillful in this thing at all. And a lot of those people that are not skillful, they will not go for training. The free training go come, nobody, they no go show. They no go pay for training. They would better themselves. Yeah, they are just concentrating on the business. If the business acumen outweighs the skill acumen, you will fail in the business. But if the skill outweighs the business, like it does for me, Engineer Pompey is a better business person than myself. And I make bold to say that anytime. I'm not a business. People that know me know say I know a business person, but take me to the field. I know my onions. the client we service know this guy is different because he knows what he's doing. So let that be your story. Know the job. See, when you know your onions, the world will be your oyster. The world will be your stage. You can do anything you want, anything you like, because you know your onions. People go, they call you from left and right. And you can, those days when we were living, there was this Ghanaian tailor. Every time you see people calling police to arrest him. Fantastic tailor. Every time they arrest him, yet people, they bring cloth to give him. It's because he's good. He's good, but he's not good in the business aspect. They will arrest him. Sometimes he will spend a night in police custody. Yet people, they bring clothes. So my people, we need to do better. Let's own this. Forgive my language. Let's own this shit, man. Yeah, let's take questions.
All right. Okay. From TikTok, we have questions. Yeah. Good evening, Prof. Thank you for those challenge words that you give us tonight. I think I need to go back to my drawing board and do a lot of research. But sir, I want to ask, how have you been doing your own marketing and what strategy have you been using, sir?
Okay. The marketing I do, if you go to my Instagram, this thing, you won't see, most of my posts are educational contents, right? And it's deliberate. My brand is Pest Control Prof. Yeah. So I want to represent that brand. I want people, when they look at my page, they know that, this man is an authority. So we can call him. Yes. So I make sure that I feed my Instagram. I do Instagram. I just started YouTube some days ago. I'm not on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not active. How many places I want the active self? I don't feel divide myself into, I'm not active on TikTok. It's just Instagram. So the Instagram, the way I do it is I post educational content, right? And from there, people notice me and they call me. Then I'm also on that Google My Business, then that is Maps now. In fact, this evening, some people I've had 2 people chat me up from there. You understand? So those are and word of mouth, referrals. You do something for somebody, you do it well, they will evangelize you out there. They will spread your name out there. And then, in fact, there are some people that you're so satisfied that they go carry your matter for head. They tell them, if you don't use this guy, I go box you. That's what they will tell their people. Because they have so much you give your clients experiences, not just the service. All right. And they will keep calling you, they will keep using you. So as far as marketing is concerned, I don't deliberately go out to market, say I want to market. It is what I do that people, I don't know how to say this, but if you do your job well, it will market you. So concentrate on being, you see, you cannot market a bad product too. If your product is bad and you are shouting, and once people use it, once they use it, they won't listen to your story anymore. So concentrate on your craft, make it the best before you start talking about, say, you want to market. What are you marketing? Something you have not, that is not well formed. You want to market it. You are not an authority in something. You see, I laugh when I see the post of some people. You see some people, they say, we are the best at what we do. Yet they don't know anything about that thing they do. They are touting at themselves as the best. Yeah. Some people will put their snake control. We are experts, snake control, spider, scorpion. They don't know anything about scorpion, no. They don't know anything about snakes. So instead of marketing yourself, you are demarketing yourself, because when you are called for such jobs, you go mess up out there, you mess up your brand. I don't know whether I answered that question.
Yeah,
I tried.
yeah, I love that answer. Just like you mentioned, people market themselves. There are some words that we're not meant to use. There's this I will tell you. If you want to make more sales, there are some words you should use that should be professional. Please, you can jot it down. Thank God Prof just mentioned it and it came up. See, stop saying if you want to send things or you're doing some marketing posting, stop saying expensive. Tell them premium. Use the word premium. A lot of us don't dig into words. We don't start. If premium expensive, but people that understand premium look more professional. That our job might be premium, come for premium services, not expensive. You can't say come for expensive. No. Stop saying discount. I will give you a discount. Tell them limited time offer. People will say, oh, let me come. Stop saying that. Stop saying you are cheap. No, affordable. Your product is not cheap. Your service is not cheap. Say your service is affordable. Stop saying I'll give you a free. Oh, it's free. No, complimentary. Say, oh, there's a complimentary of this. Just like the way we sell our market is people say, how do you get it? I'll tell you, if I give you a quotation, I'll now tell you complimentary for me, pest control. But between me and you, I don't want to go online because this thing is going to be on podcast. But I tell you, if I give you that cleaning and I tell you the pest control is complimentary, I know what I'm saying. Am I not going to buy the chemical? But I'm telling you, it's a strategy that please complimentary. Don't say fumigation as we all call free. No, you can tell them this is the cost for cleaning. But when you now say pest control free, they will want to do that service. Whereas you know what you're doing. Prof, I know you understand it. If I tell you I'm doing cleaning, but I'm doing pest control free, I know what I'm saying. You should use your your discretion. Stop saying expense. Say strategic investment. A lot of words that we put together, people don't know what we are all about. That's why people say, engineer, they gave you that job. You will give me pest control. Some don't even ask for pest control, but when we send you the code and I tell you a complimentary service of pest control, okay, do it. The other people won't send it like that. But I send it, but don't say what you can't do. Some of us, you don't know how to handle it. You said you want to do pest control. If they see how big or gigantic the building is, before you invest in that, but you need to use your head, please. Let's take a few more questions. What is time? Okay. Yeah. Okay, Prof. This one says, good evening, Prof. Thank you for this insight. I think I'm still lacking behind. Thank you, sir. You've been one of my mentors. Engineer, I hope I can get Prof. You need to get Prof number. Oh, he said, sir, my question is, what is your unique selling point? Pest control is not easy to market, sir. So, and I do see the way you work most of the time on the platform. What is your unique selling point, sir?
Okay, so if you've been listening since, you would have seen my unique selling point. My unique selling point is my knowledge. Okay. Now let me break the hearts of some people here. Most of the jobs that I'm called to do, or they call me to do, are intervention jobs. So some of us here will go out there and do shoddy jobs. Some of us here, they'll call us to do cockroach control. We go there, we mess up. We don't handle the job properly. So the client is now out looking for a better person to do the job. They will say, this also person. They mention names to me that I can't begin to call out now. So I have taken jobs of a lot of people just because they don't know their onions. So let your unique selling point be the fact that you know your onions, you know the job. Let your unique selling point be the fact that no client can tell you what to do. Let them see you as the expert. Okay? Know your onions to the point where they see as a consultant. Know your onions to the point where if there's any small pest issue, even if it's a small one, they can buy fleet. You know that thing they call fleet. If it's the one that they can even buy fleet to do, they say, no, don't touch it. Let's call Prof. Let's call Joshua. Let's call Badmos. Let's call Samuel. Let's call Extreme Grace. No, they are the ones that will call them. They are the experts. Know your onions to that point. And just leave the rest. You see that you endear yourself to a lot of people, a lot of clients. They will want you to solve their problems. So my unique selling point is my knowledge. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. This from Facebook. Say, Prof, I notice I don't see you on Facebook. Are you not on Facebook? And how do you do this, your marketing? The last time I called you, you said you were in Asaba. You are in Asaba. The other day I called you, I think this is a known person. I called you, you said you are in Ibadan. Sir, I've been into pest control for 2 years. I've never gotten a job outside. Sir, how do I market outside people, sir? Like I say, this one know you.
Oh Lord have mercy. Okay, so this is the point. You see, the way I have positioned my business is this. A lot of people collaborate with me. I consult for a lot of pest control companies, and that's the unique selling point. The knowledge I have. So if you have not been associating with me, you are missing a lot. Of knowledge plenty here. Ask people, then go tell you. I was just joking. So the fact is that I collaborate with people. Some of those jobs that take me out of the States are collaborations, partnerships. So that's that. It's not that I do one advert somewhere and then some of them are the fact that, okay, we are working for this particular company in Lagos and they have a facility maybe in Delta State or in, you understand, they just say, since you are the one, you are doing a good job here, please go there, inspect the place, tell us what needs to be done, then go and do it. So that's how it happens.
Okay, I think that is well taken. This is, Prof, I've gone through different training. Prof, I've gone through different training. Doctor, you can testify to that. And I was not so impressed about cleaning. That was why I left cleaning for pest control. But ever since I've stick to pest control, I still don't get enough jobs. But from what Prof said tonight, skills and business, I think I'm lacking on. Prof, if I come for your training that Engineer Pompey posted to us yesterday, I hope I'll be able to get jobs. Now, warranty this one they want to, Prof.
The thing about training is this. If it's not going to make any difference. And then when we talk about training, there are trainings and there are trainings. So if it's 1 day training, you can't make anything from 1 day training. You can only add knowledge, not add to what you have. But if it's the mentoring training that like the one I do for 3 months, I don't know which one he's talking about. Whether is that 1 day?
One for the Bible, drop it there yesterday.
Okay, so if it's the mentorship, so that one is like, I mentioned about the fact that you need to understudy some people to make a headway in that line of business you want to do. So if it's about mentoring, apprenticeship, and all that, fantastic. Now let me tell you the story of somebody, my niece. Some of us know her. She is sparkly clean on Instagram. She lived with me for years. I put her through Rehoboth's training. But it wasn't the training that she did with Rehoboth. Yeah, part of it. She learned so many other things she learned under my roof. She's a successful cleaner now. She lives on her own now. She's doing good business. Sparkling clean. Check her up on Instagram. She has more followership than I have on Instagram. You know, so you see this thing, we they do, if you pinpoint somebody, say, you see this person, I like his business. I like everything about what he does or what she does. Go beyond taking that person as your mentor. Yeah. Understudy the person. So when we say understudy the person, it means find a way to get close to the person, offer to go on jobs with that person. Remember when we started, we were talking about apprenticeship, Igbo apprenticeship program. That's why those ones are different from any other person. Do not rely on one-day trainings. Do not rely on one-day trainings. Seriously. So I think that's what I will say to that.
Okay, I think that one is well taken. And if you want more, you can also join the class. That one would help you. We have a lot of questions. I don't know. Let's take one more and okay, two more. Which one should I? Okay, let's take this. This will be helpful. You said, thank you, doctor, for bringing us this topic. Prof, the question I have for you, sir, I would love you to break it down. How do you handle customer objection and concerns?
Okay, customer objection. What does that objection? Is it that they object to your work?
Maybe they object the job they that leave. Maybe the job. Maybe they are not comfortable. They are not comfortable with the job. So, I guess.
Okay, first of all, I rarely get such complaints, and when I do, I make sure to deal with the problem whilst I'm communicating with the client. You know, some of these clients, if they don't understand your process, if they don't understand what you have done, if they don't understand what they are supposed to be, what their expectations should be, yeah, they will feel that you have done a terrible job. So constant education also matters. Constant communication matters. So that's how I handle some of these people. So, but the thing is this: you cannot take on that approach if you don't know your onions. How do you convince somebody if you don't have something in your head? If you don't know the vocabularies we use in this industry, how do you want to communicate with clients? You know, there are linguas, yeah. In medicine, they have their language. If you don't know that language, how do you communicate with patients for them to trust, your judgment? In pest control, we have our lingua. We have our vocabularies. If you don't know formulations, how can you sell your service to a client? If you don't know pesticides, you don't know pests, how do you write reports, convincing and engaging reports? Yeah. If you don't know treatments. So these are the things, man. So many things to study in this pest control. So many things. Some of us, they play. Make una they play. A lot of us, they play. We never start.
We don't start it yet. Prof, you said, okay, this is concerning you too. You said, Prof, how do you handle if a customer said you should provide your MD NAFDAC approval for you to use it? If a client has to provide a NAFDAC approval for you to work in his company, what should I show to them or tell them, sir?
You go and get the NAFDAC approval now. It's as simple as that. The product you are using, you need to have the NAFDAC approval. Yes. It's a standard.
Get it?
Huh?
You need to get the approval.
Yes.
For pest control.
Yes, sir. Commercial jobs, they will ask you for NAFDAC. Okay. Yes. NAFDAC, then MSDS.
Yeah, I know of MSDS, yes.
Yes, NAFDAC approval for the product. A lot of them, that's some of the compliance test, whatever. When auditors come, those are the things they show them. Okay? A lot of those products are approved by NAFDAC.
NAFDAC, yeah.
If you look at some of them, you see their NAFDAC number safe. So if you can't get, if you can't get a NAFDAC certificate for those products, just take their NAFDAC number and then do a kind of document. Put the name of the product, put their NAFDAC number, and give it to them.
That's, I think that is well taken. I believe we are all learning. That's another angle to it. So the last question, so that we can have a wonderful. Okay, I think let me take this. It says, engineer, please can you tell me your CLV? Okay, what the CLV you're talking about? We're going deep into business and marketing. CLV, what it means, I don't know what your own CLV means, but what CLV means when you're talking about business is customer lifetime value. So when we're talking about customer lifetime value, how do you manage it? So if that is not the meaning of your own CLV, your CLV, what it means is customer lifetime value. So you need to understand yourself, you need to understand your business. And also, to be a successful business person, you need to think like that business person. If I want to be like Prof, I need to think like a Prof. I need to see what Prof is doing. I study Prof. That is how I can be like Prof before I can be successful like him. So before you can be successful, I want to see what Prof has been doing that makes people to like him. So that is it. And another thing you need to know, what you just told me now, it's a topic that we keep going into. It's wide, but let me just break it down. I'm using Prof as an example. You know, you need to think like that person. Think big. Let your dream remain, but think big, but start small. You can get there, but don't ever think of failure. Most of us, we think about business failure. That is why we can't go ahead. If you start thinking about business failure, you won't move ahead. Think about the success about it. If you go into the business, you don't make money in it, try again. But most of all, we stop. That was why I have a lot of people telling me, oh, they did a training, cleaning. I want to try pest control. And I tell the person, should I tell you the truth? You will run come off for the pest control. You will go sell pepper. He said, engineer. I say, yes. You try cleaning. You said it's not forthcoming. You went to pest control. That pest control, you think is a child's play because you see Prof, you see Badmos, you see Shofu and all those people. It's not a child's play. If you can't stand by one, you can't stand by the other one. So think and learn. Learn not to fail. Learn to succeed in your business. Don't be looking at here and there. Try to understand your business. I've given an example of Tesla, Apple, and Google, how they think. They never think of today, think of future. So think like that. A successful business mindset. See, when you have that mindset, you have to start somewhere. And that is why it works for you. What works for you might not work for me, but study that person that makes you to think. So customer lifetime value depends on you. How can you maintain your client? I have some clients, they've been with me since 2004. It's one of my customer life. And how do I maintain them? You need to understand that by giving them a call, checking on them. During festive people, you can send things to them. If you're capable of doing that, remember them and do things that people will see about you. And a lot of us, we don't know how to give back. We don't know how to give it back. The way people, if you don't know how to give out, you won't take. Even we have some people here, Prof, Badmos, because Prof is, from people who look at, oh, Prof is big. Sometimes I think how a lot of us think. Someone will tell me, engineer, I mean, I can't give you anything. Though. How can I give somebody that? How will I be pouring water inside cup where don't food? It's not like that. Those, if you give, I might not need that what you're giving, but little things goes a long way. I've called Prof during the day. I say, Prof, I'm like, Prof, you get small to Prof just a laugh. It's part of it. Appreciate people that make input in your life. It's not until when you don't need to give, you can give them ordinary toothbrush. I've given a client, a big client for that matter. I bought a towel. And the man said that towel is what he's using in his house, a big man like that. And I branded it. So these things are what makes your customer lifetime value. The value you and you keep getting more jobs. Get to the point where your customer will not be pricing you anymore. There's a way you do, your business should be automatic. I have some clients now, the moment they call me, we don't price anymore. I'll do the job and I'll send the invoice. That is the level we should all pray we want to get to now. You've gotten, and that is where the trust comes in. Because the person does not ask for a quote, does not mean you now kill the person. Try to do it in a moderate way that the person will keep trusting you and leave the rest. For us to remain in this business, you need to build that trust. So for CLV that you're asking the customer lifetime, that you should be the one to build it and the customer will believe in you. If that is the meaning, that is DLV you're asking of. So thank you, Prof. We can go on and on till night, and the night is well spent. But before Prof goes, I would like you to give us a nugget that we'll go home with before I call in my participants and the people that has participated tonight. So we need a nugget for you to take home.
Okay. Before I drop the nuggets, I'm seeing somebody here, Samuel. That person is looking like my father.
Oh.
Mr. Samuel, is that Mr. Samuel Nwosu? Samuel, because he asked me to send him the link to this thing. Yes, and I did. So if he was here, it's the first time he will listen to me. You know, and
that would have been lovely.
Maybe he's shy. Okay. So
you know, say cow do the born go to. If you are like
that's
shy.
So the nugget is this. There's nothing that is built in life that doesn't require. No, let me do it this way. You know the way a tree grows, trees, when you plant a tree, they grow in two directions. Yeah, they grow up like this and they grow down. You see, that growing down is the most effective or most important for the tree. That growing down is the roots forming and going down. Sometimes it's the roots. In fact, the roots grows first before you see it shoot up. So that growing down is you in your closet studying. That growing down is you in your closet putting in the works. The business you are doing, if you don't grow down, it will not grow up. Take it from me. That business you are doing, if you have not taken time to grow roots by knowing everything there is to know about the business, by learning the skill to a point where you become an expert, it will not grow up. So that's my last word for tonight. Thank you, everyone.
That's very deep. Thank you very much, sir. That was a deep one, and it's a good take home. and we appreciate your coming. And so, as we all do, Coach, please can you just, I believe every one of us has taken one or two things. No? Can we unmute ourselves and appreciate Prof for coming while we call it a day? Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you all.
Thank you very much, my prof. It's another wonderful tonight as usual. We really appreciate you, sir. Good night.
God bless my professor.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Engineer Pompey.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
you in the next one. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. We appreciate everybody coming on board. Thank you all.
Thank you, sirs. It's been
Thank
amazing.
you.
Recording stopped.